Hi, it's Filo and welcome to my February bullet journal setup. This month I'm trying something new again. So a few weeks ago I got this stamp with a cute window and plants from Journalsay, and my only regret is not having ordered the full set they have with windows. I could have done the whole theme with them. This one says good wishes at the top, so I wiped that off with a tissue, and I was a bit stressed that day and nothing went according to plan. So for example, here I put way too much ink and I pressed too hard on the stamp, so it came out darker than I wanted at the bottom, but then I colored it and it's very forgiving. So first I'm using the Tombow 992 for the wall and then the 912 for the plants. I'm dabbing it more than anything, so it's really not precise and it doesn't have to be. We want to do something as close as a watercolor effect as possible without actually using watercolors. And I'm going over the wall again once the first layer is dry, just to add some dimension with shadows around the stones. For the flowers, I chose the 847, and I'm not only coloring the existing flowers, I'm also adding a bit more here and there where I see fit. For the window frame, I'm using a dark brown in 899 for the contrast. We're never going for super realistic things here on this channel. Then I wrote chapter 2 on top, but then I realized I wrote it way higher than where I stamped the 2, so I just cut out a piece of paper from the back of my journal, and it's not seamless, but it will do. In fact, this whole theme could be used as an example of everything that could go wrong went wrong, but I still like it. And for the header, I stamped February with that calligraphy font. It matches the illustration so well. So the illustration alone is enough for a more minimalist style, but I'm enjoying filling my pages to the rim more and more. So I wanted to do a nice layering around, ripping paper like a hole. I had been meaning to do that for so long. Here I used a page from a book and then craft paper on top, and it's really nice. I mean, you can't go wrong with craft paper anyway, but here I think it gives the page a more rustic cottagecore atmosphere. It's kind of a window to a window, somehow. So I'm rounding the corners, and there were 2 tiny butterflies on the stamp, but I added a third one, a little bit bigger. I'm coloring it with my 026 too. And finally, for the reflections on the window, I went with the light sky blue in 451. Now in front of my cover page we're doing trackers, and I'm making an attempt to write the header in the same calligraphy style than the stamp on the cover. I'm keeping the same color combo and stamping all the mini calendars. February has 29 days this year, so I also have to wipe out the 30th and 31st with a tissue. It's a theme with a lot of stamps. I even stamped the header for each tracker. And around the sides of this spread, I'm also layering book paper and craft paper. Then I'm adding stickers. Now I was inspired by the butterflies on the cover and I had the perfect washi tape for this theme. It's from the Washi Tape Shop and it has a bunch of Kiss Cut butterfly stickers in exactly the same color palette and a watercolor effect. So I'm adding butterflies everywhere like there's no tomorrow. Finally, I'm adding stars and dots in between all these butterflies to remind of the whimsical details of the stamp on the cover. And on with the monthly calendar. I'm keeping the same dimensions as last month, so I'm going to write it somewhere on the screen. And I'm stamping the days, and I also like to keep a section for my books read this month. If you're a reader too, you can watch my reading journal flip through, where I reviewed all the books I read last year. And I also post videos every month where I chat with you about everything I read while decorating my spreads. Okay, here I'm stamping another window from another set I got on Amazon, but of course any window stamp would be just as nice. And here, what do you know, I didn't press hard enough, and since I had papers underneath half of it, I had to go with my pen and trace any missing line. Again, it's not very precise and detailed, so it's easy to fix. And it's time to add our colors to this spread, so I'm writing February in calligraphy with my brush pen. I absolutely love this dark yellow, and I'm outlining it with a fine liner. Then I'm alternating the colors to highlight the weeks in my calendar as well as my social media trackers. By the way, there are so many new faces here and on Instagram, so thank you always for being there and watching my videos and commenting, liking and supporting me in any way. It is truly appreciated. Using stamps for your illustrations is really a good way to get around the drawing part of creative journaling if you doubt your artistic talent or you don't have time or inspiration. Basically, it resolves a lot of artistic existential crises we bullet journalers have sometimes. Plus, it doesn't take away the fun and coloring is always therapeutic. Here, let me speed it up while I stamp the dates. Then I'm framing my spread with leftover papers I had from the previous pages. And of course, there comes an overflow of cute butterflies. And I have to say, I think this washi tape loop is not as long as many others I have from the Washi Tape Shop, but playing with different combinations and just the overall layout of the spreads, I haven't found I missed any more designs, so I was happily surprised. And I've also been adding a few stickers from Mushi Works. I still have some stickers left from when I was a rep for her Etsy shop. Somehow I stopped doing a focus section on my monthly spreads. I don't remember when, but I missed that, so I'm adding it back again. Finally, at the bottom of the page, I'm adding a stripe of washi tape with the same green. I'm not too sure about it, but it's okay. And of course, stars and dots everywhere for our whimsical atmosphere. The first weekly is going to be a vertical layout. If you haven't realized yet, the trackers, monthly calendar and this weekly have the exact same layout dimensions as my January theme. So you can see how you don't have to reinvent the wheel every month. Sometimes just changing the theme and colors is more than enough. Many of you told me you like the frames around my daily boxes, so I heard you and I did frames again this time. And I'm all ears if you want to suggest layouts, themes or anything. I don't promise I'll do it all like next month, but let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in my videos this year. I'm curious. I'm stamping yet another window with flowers. Again, not a straight success. I had to trace the missing lines, not a big deal. As I said before, I was a bit stressed out and really it's kind of stupid, but I woke up deaf from one ear. It happens apparently when I grit my teeth during my sleep or something like that. Anyway, when you're driving and you switch off the radio when you concentrate on the road, like you'll see better if there's no sound? Well, same but different. I was so annoyed with every sound resounding in my head. The rain was pounding over me on the window, and somehow I felt I couldn't concentrate on my sight, if that makes any sense to you. Thank you. I was also stammering a bit in class because of that, so that was fun. But I can hear just fine now, so don't worry. Anywho, I did the header for the weekly in the same style I wrote chapter 2 on my cover, with those big stamps. I told you I would use them for that. And I'm alternating the colors on the frames for the dailies and the dates. I'm also drawing lines inside the daily boxes in a light beige. I think it's more appealing than a white box. Then I wanted to add just part of a sticker, so I'm cutting it with my X-Acto knife, adjusting it to the shape of the illustration, and layering my papers on the left side. And it's time to add all the butterflies and flowers. But then I decided on waterfall weeklies. Again, I just can't be stopped. Waterfall weeklies are Dutch doors where every page is larger than the previous one, so the borders of your pages look like a waterfall. And I did that in December and January, so I had to replace the stickers so that you can see them better from next weeklies. And twinkle twinkle little stars, we're done! And now, flipping through the pages we did, it's really not a winter theme, but it's fun and bright and cheerful. So if it makes you happy too, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me this emoji in the comments. I'll see you in the next one with the 3 remaining weeklies. And until then, enjoy planning!